After a busy year at the Chateau and a major refit of our 20-year-old sailboat, we set off last week on our summer adventure, sailing along the coast of Normandy with the goal of reaching northern Brittany in a few weeks. We arrived in Saint-Valahougue 2 days ago and decided to stay for a while to wait for a good weather window before continuing west. We've had to adapt to tidal sailing, something rather new to us as a family. Last year's sail was in Sweden, where the only thing you need to worry about are the weather and the rocks. Here, on the other hand, everything is dictated by the tides, the hours when you can enter or leave a port, and the currents, which at some point can create freakish waves called overfalls and can literally push you backwards if you don't time it right. To bring people to the island of Tatihou, the locals came up with an ingenious amphibious boat bus. When the tide is out, it drives across the sand, and when the tide is in, it's just another boat.
That was fun. That was quick.
These must be really resistant plants to be able to grow here on the island in the wind, in the sea breeze, and the salt. Have you seen these plants? They're so funky.
It's like
Look at this
very
one.
exotic.
Yes.
It's like an exotic
Yes.
northern.
And it's a walled garden. It's like a paradise garden. It keeps everything safe, protected from the winds. That is so beautiful.
We're still in Normandy, but in a completely different department from where we live, and the architecture is so different. Because here it's all stone, and it's very similar to the sort of architecture you find along the coast in Brittany. It also kind of reminds me of the south coast of England. You find these very beautiful stone houses, whereas in Normandy, in Calvados, where we live in Normandy, you have all these timber framed buildings. So yeah, you can tell that here it's really prepared to be sort of hit by the elements. Do we want to go? No, that's the hotel.
Look at these.
Giant, yeah.
Giant plants. They're beautiful.
Look, everything is giant, Philip. Look at these, they look like giant thistles.
Yes.
Girls, have you seen this?
They're thistles on steroids.
They're incredible. I've
Never
never seen
seen?
no,
No.
I've never seen something this big.
And look at this plant behind. Look at these leaves, Anna. Look how beautiful they are.
Wow. It looks so exotic, but it should not be here in Normandy.
Yeah. A palm tree? Oh yes, you're right. Like in the tropics. I've just been told by the guardians we shouldn't approach the birds because they have babies and they don't like people to approach too much.
This is called Leschium. Leschium.
Yeah.
Look at this giant palm tree, girls. Wow. Look how big this is.
What I find surprising is how they managed to create on a flat ground a really intriguing garden with a lot of hidden paths and other surprising angles and corners.
They're very pretty colours.
I want to cuddle Ziggles.
You miss Ziggy?
Yes.
I miss him too. Another Viking ship with a frigate.
And it would have had 16 cannons. I think they said it can carry up to 300 men.
Oh wow.
Stay here. You tell me if you see my eyes. They're here. They're here.
Lily, what's that? A cannon. Huh? A cannon.
And then here would be a little fuse, and you'd light it, and it would go in, and then this would roll back. Look, Ella, you see it's on wheels, and this would roll back with the power of it when it would explode.
Tatihou Island is home to experimental gardens designed to study how plants adapt to wind, salt and poor soil. These hardy species come from coastal regions around the world and are part of an ongoing botanical research project. The island also holds a 17th century fortress built by Vauban after the French fleet was attacked by the English and Dutch nearby in 1692. The fortress was part of a new coastal defense system meant to protect the area from future invasions. Today, both the gardens and the fortress are open to visitors and reflect the island's unique blend of science and military history. Imagine being here, Lily, forever. It's not such a nice place to be imprisoned.
These are the dungeons.
And you can barely see the sky up there.
So solid. One of the less practical things about living on a boat this summer is that it can be a little tricky sometimes to do clothes washing and food shopping. So here at Saint-Vaast, the closest supermarket is a couple of kilometers away. So I am hiring this electric bike and got my washing on my back and I'm gonna go do my grocery shopping. I've got some bags on the bike. Here I am. I'm actually at the supermarket and there is a little laverie, a little laundrette, so I can come and do my washing.
We do a bit of challenging leg. We go around the Cotentin Peninsula and it's known for being a little bit rough. There's a lot of current and we need to go at a specific time, and today that would be 4:30 in the morning to be in favorable currents. And still then there is quite a lot of waves and a bit of wind today, so I chose today to be as pleasant as possible, but it might be a little bit of a rough ride, but I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we do it fine. Not sure if you can hear anything with the wind noises, but it's beautiful. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and until now the seas are kind with us, but we're now heading towards the cap and that's where it's gonna be a little bit more wavy. But we don't have too much wind, so according to all the predictions and mostly my calculations, it should be a rather smooth ride, as smooth as it gets around the cap. And then in 2 hours we should be in Cherbourg.
It was a very early start. We got up at 4 a.m. and yeah, it's always a little bit exciting and nerve-wracking leaving a port in the dark. We've had some coffee and some breakfast, and it's very calm seas, which I'm very happy about because the first few days of sailing for me were not the best, and I'm still warming up my sea legs. But yeah, I'm feeling good. It's exciting. It's very peaceful right now. We've got just a light wind, calm seas. It's perfect. But yeah, let's see how it goes going around the cap.
Well, I might have spoken too soon. An hour later, it got so rocky that everybody on board but Philip felt sick. So I'm afraid I didn't film that part. Thankfully, as soon as we made it round the cap though, the sea state calmed down and so did our stomachs.
So everybody's awake, or some are asleep again.
You said everybody's awake, but some are sleeping. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, but we're almost there. Somewhere there is a harbour. And we are competing against this boat here. There's a boat, I don't know if you can see it, but we need to be faster than them. Arriving at Cherbourg harbour. Anna is the harbour boss. Well, you're good at that.
I'm good at steering towards it, and then you take over for the parking.
Yeah. Well, so I can do the fenders.
Yeah.
And look what's here. Brittany ferries. That's the boat we take when we go to the UK. Actually, we never took that one, but...
This one goes to Poole.
To Poole, alright.
Very close to where my parents live.
Yeah. So we're going here. Welcome, Cherbourg. Lily, we need to say goodbye to Oma. Oh.
How was your first week of sailing? What did you think?
It was very stressful
Oh no!
and interesting.
And also, Hildegard, thank you for all your help at the chateau beforehand as well, because
Thank you that I could stay with you.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I'm so proud of my mom. Coming along on this rocky ride, it was definitely challenging, especially for a first time on board. And I hope we can take her with us in the future in more calmer waters and better weather. The kids have also been brave and rather well behaved, and they totally deserved a visit to the amazing Cité de la Mer, the giant marine museum in Cherbourg, which was as entertaining for us than for the kids. This submarine went down 10,000 meters. With a famous film director, you might know from a famous movie called Titanic. Oh, look, that's how it is inside a submarine.
From the 1960s.
Mais papa, on a le droit de toucher ou pas?
Oui.
Ocean of the future? Or are we going to Titanic?
That was amazing.
quite a crazy experience to go inside a real submarine. I mean, it was obviously an old one, but
60 days these guys stayed
no,
there.
70.
70 days?
Yeah.
All right.
I would be very claustrophobic. I would not like it.
I would do a couple of days, but 70 days might be a bit long.
Yeah, there wasn't much space, was
Yeah,
there?
depends on the food and the entertainment, the onboard entertainment.
One of the amazing things about being on a sailboat is you get to, you don't need to have a schedule. You just kind of go with the flow, and you can go wherever you want, whenever you want.
But the flow is not in our favor right now.
But right now, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The weather and the
So we have a good
currents.
weather window to go to the next place, but once we're in the next place in Alderney, bad weather comes in, and it might be tight and difficult to get to the next place where there's a better harbor to search for shelter. So, to make it short, we are kind of stuck in Cherbourg.
So yeah,
Either we take a risk,
which we don't feel like doing. We don't want to do that, do
which
we?
makes me very nervous,
Yeah,
and I don't feel it.
because the anchorage there's an anchorage and it's not so protected. So if there is storms, it could be a bit rocky.
Or very rocky.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna sit here for a couple of days, explore a little bit Cherbourg. It wasn't our plan, but hey,
Yeah,
just gotta go with the flow.
yeah.
And then hopefully when the weather improves in a couple of days, then we can head over to Alderney, because it would be a shame to experience it in the bad weather.
So I'm gonna show you the weather forecast. We need to go from here to here, and the plan was to start at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's there's no wind, but that's pretty good, because here in between Cherbourg mainland and this island called Sainte Anne, there's a thing called Alderney Race, and that's one of the biggest tides in Europe and the strongest tides. And if you go there, it can be really, really rough. The tides produce a particular type of wave, and when you cross here, it can be very choppy. But what the real problem is that on Saturday comes in bad weather. On Saturday afternoon, more wind comes in, and as you can see, the red is coming. And if you are in Alderney, this island, with this kind of wind, apparently, according to the books, it's very uncomfortable. I think it would be very stressful, because we would just spend our time looking for weather windows to cross from one place to other, or better to say, tidal windows to cross from one place to another. And then it's raining. And so, is it worth it? I have a responsibility as a captain here, and for my children, and for my wife, and for myself. And I feel
And for your marriage.
And for my marriage. So I feel, that's how it is.
I agree. I think it's a good decision.
Yeah.
I think that it's also really important to make sure that the kids have a really good time and a really positive experience of sailing. It's a very rainy, grey morning, isn't it, Philip?
It is.
As we're in Cherbourg, and there happens to be a ferry which goes to Poole, England.
Literally in front of our boat.
It's right in front of our boat, and we see it leaving every day. We've just taken the drastic decision to hop on the ferry and go and see my parents, because they live half an hour from Poole.
So we made the difficult decision to leave Condit behind, jump over on a ferry, which is just parked behind the marina here, and head to the UK on a big ferry. Well, that's how we have to do. And that's all because of the weather, the fact that we don't want to be stuck here for several days. However, one important thing, I need to be able to access the internet from the ferry, because I need to upload last week's video. I know it's complicated because this week is next week for you. The important thing is I do have a Wi-Fi connection on the ferries. I've been on these ferries. You can connect to the Wi-Fi even if you're beyond the reach of the normal cell phone network, which you are when you cross over to the UK. However, when you connect to the Wi-Fi, all your devices tell you unsecured connection. And I'm sure you have seen that as well. When you connect to a public Wi-Fi, it gives you a warning that the connection is not secure. You probably ignore that and go online anyways. But this is not a good thing to do, because if you connect to an unsecure connection, it means that potentially everybody, and especially people with a certain knowledge, can access your device whilst you're surfing. And if you're anything like us and don't like people access your data, then you should install a tool called Surfshark VPN, something that we install on all our devices to keep our connection private and secure, which also happens to be this week's ad. And in order to do that, Surfshark uses top-level encryption technology that complies with the strictest security measures without collecting or tracking your online activity. But being safe on a Wi-Fi connection is not the only benefit of Surfshark. It also hides your IP, which localizes you for every page out there, and that means you can virtually travel the world. You can decide where you want to be based virtually for all the sites that you visit, and by that avoiding censorship and unlock content that wouldn't be available to you in your real location. There's also a Surfshark antivirus, a powerful device protecting and securing everything from your webcam to your files. And it's worth mentioning as well that they have a 24/7 customer support available and that it can be used on unlimited devices. So your phone, your computer, your tablet, or whatever devices you have. So head over to surfshark.com/Chateau and use code Chateau at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. And if you don't like it or find out you don't really need it, it's not a problem because they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Say bye to the boat.
Bye-bye for hopefully 2 days only.
Come on, girls, let's go.
On a very different kind of boat now.
Yeah,
What is it?
much bigger.
And back there in the background, there's our boat somewhere.
And that's where we came in the other day.
Yes.
So are we going back out that way?
No, we go back out probably the same way as the ferry now.
This way.
And this is Europe's largest man-made breakwater. Welcome in the UK. the surprise visit.
Hello, how you doing?
That has a face like a banana and that laughs like a gorilla.
We just headed over on the ferry to the Purbeck, the Isle of Purbeck, which is not actually an island, but it's almost an island. It's surrounded by water on 3 sides, and it is the most beautiful countryside, very close to where my parents live. And we love coming over here for walks, and it's beautiful scenery. So I'm feeling inspired. So where are we heading?
Oh, to see old Harry and his wife.
Who's old Harry and his wife?
All will be revealed. It's a secret.
He's very famous.
Yeah, it is. Old Harry and his wife are famous to sailors as well, I think. You'll understand when we get there.
Well, I see this beautiful anchorage and I think we should have come with our boat and then just continued here maybe. But we didn't know.
This is the start of the
Jurassic coast.
Yeah, which is World Heritage Coastline, starting here. And well, this isn't Jurassic. This is Cretaceous, as it's chalk. 80 million years old. Who do you prefer, old Harry or his wife?
What?
Oh no!
Wait, hold it.
Too many girls.
All right, cheers.
Yes,
everybody.
Cheers,
everybody.
cheers.
Thanks for everything, Dad.
Okay. Everything. Nice seeing you. Okay.
The weather has finally improved and we are heading back to the boat, gearing up to sail through the Ordinary race, one of the most challenging and unpredictable stretches of water in Europe. We're taking a short editing break, so our videos will pause for a couple of weeks. Don't worry, we're still filming and what's coming next is worth the wait. In the meantime, I wish you a wonderful summer and see you soon.